Hi YouTube, it's your girl Ash, and today I am here with an exciting video. I finished my reading goal for the year, which was to read the complete Mortal Instruments series by Cassandra Clare, and I have some thoughts. So let's get right into it because I don't know how long this is going to be. So earlier this year, I came across a series called Shadowhunters and found out it was based on the best selling Mortal Instrument series, but mostly City of Bones. So I ran out and got City of Bones, read it in a week, was obsessed, and had to go and pick up the others, which are, there's a lot. So let's see. City of, let me see. Oh, I don't have City of Ashes. I have it here, but I can't find it. City of Glass. City of Fallen Angels. City of Lost Soul. And City of Heavenly Fire. Okay, so let me give you my ratings of the book. So, number one would be City of Glass. City of Glass to me, which is, let me get you City of Glass. Let me put these down first of all. They're extremely heavy. Okay, excuse me. Okay. City of Glass is the book that I love the most in the whole entire series. It is very action packed and it comes in at, let me see, it comes in at 541 pages, and I found out that originally this was supposed to be the very last book in the trilogy. The original trilogy was City of Bones, Ashes, and City of Glass. And I can see now why I love this so much, because this book was very, very action packed. This is where the battle for the mortal war takes place, when Valentine, and this is spoilers if you haven't read it and you don't want to hear, when Valentine gets the mortal cup and the mortal sword, well, he gets all of the mortal instruments, and I love this one. Next would be City of Bones, and City of Bones gets the second slot because it was the book that I first fell in love with, and it was the book that was the catalyst for me completing the whole entire series. With this series being so big, I doubt that I would have went any further. If City of Bones not being as amazing as it was. So that's second place for me. Third place it would have to be City of Heavenly Fire, which is the final book. Okay. Which is the final book in the city. Oh, and City of Bones comes in at a. Let me get to it. At 485 pages. City of Bones comes in at 720. Let me 25. And this book just gave me all the Malik feels, which is my favorite ship, and a whole lot of Sissy feels. So that's why this book secures third place. This book talks about the let me see what they call it. It's a war, the Dark War. This takes place, the Dark War, where Sebastian Morgenstern, who is Clary's sister, has made an infernal cup, and he's transforming shadow hunters into endarkened, and he is trying to destroy the clave in every shadow hunter so that he can start a new world where he is basically ruler and the leader. This book is a lot to take, being 725 pages. It is a lot, but Cassandra Clare, as always, just she paces it so well. It's jam packed with action, mostly towards the back. I'm going to be honest. The first half is kind of a she's gonna fill in the blanks for you, give you some what's happening. Like, you don't see a lot of the war that goes on in here. And this book also introduces you to Emma and Julian, who are the stars of Lady Midnight. So I would say that it's important that you do read City of Heavenly Fire before Lady Midnight, because they are introduced here and they do give a lot of backstory that I'm not sure you're going to get in Lady Midnight. Seeing that it's already in here, I have Lady Midnight, I have not read it yet. And this book was just really, 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 really well done, and a perfect finale to the Mortal Instrument series. Up next is City of Ashes, which is the one I don't have on me right now. And after that would be City of Fallen Angels, which I love because, as you can see, it is a short book. Cassandra Clare gives you a break between the bigness of City of Glass and City of Lost Souls. And this book comes in at let me get to it. It comes in at 424 pages, and this is after the Mortal War is over, and everybody is back in New York. Clary, she started her training as a shadow hunter, and the downworld and the shadow hunters are finally at peace. Clary has found out that Jace is not her brother, and that she can call him her boyfriend and start dating. And then they find out that someone is murdering shadow hunters. And that's where this is the book where the Dark War, which is Sebastian's war, is really kind of kicked off in here. Um, this book is small but very jam packed with action. Jake, Jace is when Jace is killed. Like I said, this is spoilers, so if you don't want to know, don't watch this. But when Jace is killed by Valentine at Lake Lynn, I think outside of Alcanta, and Clary is able to erase Valentine's name, and Claire is able to erase Valentine's name and write her own in the sand. And so when the angel Razier comes out of the water, he grants Clary her one wish, and that is for Jace to be born again. What Clary didn't know, because of her lack of knowledge of the Shadowhunter world, is that when a child is born, they have to be taken to the Silent Brothers and I think the Iron Sisters, and they have to be performed a ceremony over so that demons are not able to enter their brain and control them. And because Clary and Jace decided to keep this fact a secret, nobody told them that that's what you had to do. And so a demon I can't think of her name right now. I really cannot think of her name. But she's a demon who provided Valentine with the blood to make Sebastian. She takes over Jace's body, and she binds Jace to Sebastian through a demonic ritual. And um, Jace leaves with Sebastian, and Clary and the others, set out to try to find him. But it's hard because you can't kill Sebastian or you kill Jace. They're tied as one. And it's surprising that a book like this small, but Cassandra Clare does um, pack a lot into the book. Another thing that I want to say is that Simon gets the mark of Cain in City of Glass. I'm going to be all over the place. I didn't write notes. Forgive me. So, when the mortal war starts, um, the downworlders and the clave come together somewhat begrudgingly. It's more of a we need each other to survive than it is, hey, let's be allies and let's fight bad guys. So when they come together, Raphael says that the only way that the vampires will join the mortal war and help to save Alcanta and the Shadowhunters is if he gets Simon. Because he wants to kill Simon because Simon is a daylighter. Because in City of Ashes, pardon me if I'm wrong, it's been 2 weeks since I read this, but I wanted to get this video up. In City of Ashes, Valentine locks up Simon and tries to kill him and almost succeeds, but Jace gives Simon his blood, and because Jace is mixed with angel blood, by him giving his blood to Simon, it turns Simon into a daylighter, so he can go outside without people knowing that he's a vampire. And so ever since Raphael found this out, he's wanted to kill Simon. So he says that the only way the vampires will fight and help you win the war is if you hand over Simon. So Simon tells Claire that he will go, but first he wants Claire to put the mark of Cain on him. And Clary has the ability to make new runes and to draw runes, both old and new. Books that aren't even in, I think, the Book of the White. And so she draws the mark of Cain on him. And the mark of Cain is a biblical reference where Cain killed Abel and Jesus put the mark on him. And it says that anybody who hurts Cain will receive the same punishment sevenfold. So basically, Clary did it for Simon's protection, so that if Raphael did try to kill Simon, he would be blown up and die himself. So I would tell you that it's been my favorite storyline throughout this whole book is Simon and his mark of Cain. I found it very, very fascinating. Okay, so let me get to Okay, so next is City of Lost Souls. This is my least favorite, and let me get it for you. This is my least favorite book in the series. It comes in at let me get to 534. 534 pages, and in all actuality, this could have been the same size as City of Fallen Angels, or even a little bit lower. It could have been like 300 pages. I felt like this book dragged on and on and on and on and on, and I didn't know why it had to be so big. Seeing as how the final book in the series is 720, 24, 25 pages, but this book, Lilith is the demon's name. Lilith, you know, Lilith has been destroyed in this book, and Jace is freed from his demonic bond with Sebastian. But like Clary and the others go downstairs to tell the Clave um, what's going on, what's happened, and when they come back, Sebastian's body is gone, Jace is gone, and nobody can track him. They don't know where he is, and Clary finds out that Lilith's bind was still on Jace, and that Sebastian was able to use his mind to lure Jace to where he was in the casket, and he was able to complete the ritual of Lilith. So Jace has been bound to Sebastian. And the Clave has given up on finding Jace. The Clave is like, we are not finding Jace anymore. We have other things more important, to get ready for. And Claire, she's not having that. So she is setting out on this epic journey to find Jace. So she goes to the fairy court. She goes to the queen and the silly queen, and she says that we have these rings that my father made. They're important to the Fae people, and if you get these rings and bring them back, I can help you. So Claire goes and gets the rings and does not give them to the silly queen. She takes one and she gives Simon one so that they can communicate, and she goes to Jace, who is in this dimension that can't be tracked, and it's like a floater. It's like between the actual mundane world and like Alcanta. It's like somewhere in the middle in a house that Valentine made, and it floats throughout like the dimension that can't be tracked. And we find out in this book that fairy the silly queen is working with the silly queen is working with Sebastian. Yeah. And this book, just I can't even tell you much about this book. It was my least. Like, honestly, if she would have just made this City of Bones, Ashes, Glass, Fallen Angels, and Heavenly Fire, I would have been satisfied. I feel like this book didn't bring anything to the table. It just, I don't like it at all. But those are my thoughts. Oh, and let me get to some off the wall thoughts. I hate Clary, first of all. I hate Jace. I can't get with Clay's. Clary is selfish. She's always putting Simon in harm's way. Everything that happens to Simon in his books is because of Clary. She never seems to care. Her mind is always on Jace. Jace is a whiny brat for someone that's supposed to be like the greatest shadow hunter to ever walk the earth. He spends most of the books in moody teenage form. And I'm just sitting here thinking, like, this is who y'all look up to? This is who y'all say is the greatest thing since sliced bread in the Shadowhunter world? I'll never get it. Um, I'm Team Sizzy, Team Mallet. I love, love, love the development of Simon and Isabel, which, if you read the last book in Tales from the Shadowhunters Academy will break your heart, but you will be put back together by the end of it. Malik is Bay. Camille, oh my God, Camille came in and tore it up. I thought that Malik were not going to end on good terms, but they did. I had loved season one. It was all right. Um, my favorite episode was episode 10, This World Inverted, which is a concept that they took from the actual books. There is an actual part in City of Heavenly Fire. Part 2 is called This World Inverted, but they just took liberties with how they did it, because in the book, which by my opinion was far more better, This World Inverted was like, it showed what the characters like hearts truly desired. Like Simon became this big time rock star, and he was in a relationship with Izzy, and Alec was openly gay and accepted by his father, and Magnus was his fiance, and Clary, had a complete family. Sebastian was never evil. And I just love, 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 love Cassandra Clare. She is the queen of fantasy. She is everything. I would buy newspapers every day of my life if she wrote them. Cassandra Clare is an amazing author. That is my little talk through about the Mortal Instrument series. I know it was jumbled. This is my first time doing a whole talk through. I wasn't on YouTube when I read the first one. I would have liked to been able to go back and like do a book talk for each one of them, but I was too far in by the time I decided to make a YouTube channel. But if you liked it and you think that my try or my attempt was good, please give this video a thumbs up. Please share it, comment, subscribe, and as always, until we meet again.